people, how you doing?
Hello,
That's
people.
not how you intro a
How you
podcast.
doing?
This is how we're introing it now. Go fuck yourself.
Well, the Oddcast, Season 2.
How's it going, everyone? We're back. It's been like fucking 6 months. We've had a lot of shit going on. I've moved. I've gotten another job. Bear has moved in with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
episode
shit.
ago, I'm visiting them. Now I'm moving in.
Yeah, but that one episode was maybe what, 6 months
Yeah.
ago? 5
So
months
much
ago?
has happened. We have to catch you all up on that. And
Shit's
we will in
crazy.
this episode.
Shit is crazy.
Since we've last recorded, I can now legally consume alcohol, so that's always fun.
21.
21. How does it feel? I'm still a little child.
Oh, man.
It didn't feel too great. I had to work on my birthday and then had to wait 2 days and get shit-faced on a Tuesday on my day off.
At least it was a day off.
How do you feel since moving in? Like, how different is it being 1,000 miles?
I went 1,000 miles by bus to visit my closest friends that I met off of CSGO by complete random chance, and now I'm living with them. It's funny how life goes. So the bus is like a couple hours, and then it gives you another bus to get on, so you have to like actually pay attention to what you're doing. And I had to like travel on buses for like 15 hours each time I came to visit, but now I'm staying.
I would have died.
Yeah. And the first time I got locked in a bathroom and had to pick the lock, so that was fun, but nothing is bad the second time.
Yeah, the last time you were here, I was working a warehouse job, doing nothing but loading boxes into trailers. The only thing that came good out of it is I lost maybe like 60, 70 pounds, but
Yeah.
stand it. I worked with terrible people and had terrible hours. I left the warehouse job and now I'm working at grocery store. And that shit's 10 times better. I work overnights. I started working there not too long before you moved in.
And hopefully I'll be able to end up in the same one. That'll make things a lot easier.
Any listeners
the
want
topic was going to be how difficult it is to become like a resident of a new state that you move into. Well, let me tell you guys this. If you don't have a license or a permit that isn't expired, mine's expired, so it doesn't count as like a proof of address, or when attempting to get proof of address, it doesn't count as anything.
Unless you own a
ID.
car. Unless you own a car or you're paying some sort of bill
Yeah.
that's in your name, it's almost impossible to get an ID easily when you're moving to certain states.
Yeah, and the big deal for anyone who doesn't know what that means is you need 2 proofs of address that you're in the state and living in someone's house, or your own house, for example. And you need like one thing after another to get this done, but just know that it won't be the easiest thing to do.
Yeah, we've been trying to help Bear get one, so he can get a job where I'm working at. And we've been working at it for maybe 2 weeks. We're halfway there, but I have something we can let the audience know.
Ooh.
Now, about 2 weeks ago, I got a new car.
Yeah.
I was driving a moped around everywhere for about the past year because my old Jeep shit itself, and I'm not able to drive that right now. And I got a car. It's a nice little thing. It's an old 90s car, but it's in great shape. About less than 2 or 3 days after I got it, it started overheating, and I had to take it to the shop, and they told me, oh, it'll be done in 2 days. Okay, 2 days pass. And then they tell me it'll be done the next day. And then they keep on repeating that process, saying it'd be done in about 2 or 3 days, and then I didn't get the car back for a week and a half.
Don't you love people?
Well, at least we got it back now, and no issues today. We'll keep you updated by the next one.
And I drove it around probably about 25 miles altogether.
Mm-hmm.
It idled at a good temperature and it ran at a good temperature. So as far as I know, they fixed everything okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I think this happened like yesterday or so. In my fourth period class, which is wood shop, we were about to go to our next class, but then we heard screaming coming from out of.
For context, Bon is a junior in high school.
Yeah. But our gym has a hallway to get to it. So in our gym hallway, there's this girl screaming, getting pinned down by the police, held by her neck. I personally think she might have had drugs on her, but I'm not going to be naming any names just because, you know. But
it's a possibility.
Yeah, it's a possibility. And I heard that she stabbed the police officer with a pencil and tried to grab his gun. So that's all the information I have right now. If I learn anything more in these past few, like, whenever we record the next podcast, I'll keep you all updated. But yeah.
Well, school is something.
Yeah, I
got your first job.
Yeah, I got my first job. It's
You don't want to say where you're working at.
No, yeah, just cut that out. I got my I got my job at a big name grocery store, but I don't like cashier or anything. I just do like I bag and like go outside to get the carts and shit like that. But
don't you do returns sometimes?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it pays okay, I guess, for how old I am. But I work really bad hours.
Yeah, they.
Well,
really
you're not allowed to work much.
But, yeah.
As a minor, you can only work so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Some good news is they put minimum wage up in the state.
So yeah, that's something.
Oh yeah, tell I forgot to mute my phone. Bad YouTuber.
Oh yeah, this happened like it wasn't like I was pretty recent working there, but there's this at the pharmacy. Some guy or someone found a weed vape pen from someone. I heard that one of our coworkers has like a license to smoke because like medical problems and shit, but I don't know who or why someone would bring a vape pen, let alone a weed one, like to the store. Let alone.
I mean, bringing your vape to work doesn't matter. You get smoke breaks, but a dab pen, is different.
Yeah, like why?
No, like. Not even why bring it to work. If you can bring it to work and be smart about it, sometimes.
I'm saying like why does?
I mean, I personally wouldn't, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Pussy. God, this is terrible.
I know. That's why I love it.
What, Merle? Don't you love it?
What the fuck we gonna talk about?
Oh yeah, you got something funny to tell about, wasn't it a night shift that happened?
Oh yeah, one of my first weeks there. I think I was on my way out to my car to grab something. I was going on my lunch break, and I saw this dude. Literally, he was scratching and going crazy. Had long, greasy hair. Had like short shorts on and a hoodie, and he was going through all the deodorant, like smelling them, putting the caps back on. Then he took one, rubbed it on his arms, threw it up in the other shelf behind the deodorant, and then grabbed a woman's deodorant, opened it up, rubbed it up in his crotch, and started rubbing it all over his legs. And like I was just like kind of stood there in awe, like what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, and I started walking over to him. I was like, "Do you need help finding anything, sir?" Because like I'm not allowed to do anything other than that. But like as soon as I got like maybe 15 foot up to him, he just fucking booked it. Like he threw down the deodorant he was using, the woman's one, and just ran. Deodorant on his fucking legs. The other one he put on his pits, and he was gone. He needed some deodorant, and the motherfucker got some, and it was disgusting.
What the fuck?
I went and found my manager. She had to grab the deodorant. We had to report it. And just, oh my fucking god.
What the fuck? Why?
Some people. He must have been on something kinda heavy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a fucking meth head. The area my job is in isn't the best area. So, yeah.
Yeah.
At least he only, like, that was the only damage he did. Embarrassing himself.
Something I've been wanting to like talk about with you guys. Do you have any like knowledge on cryogenics? Like what?
Isn't that like
When they
a
freeze
freezing
people?
thing to preserve
Like,
the body?
Instead, when you pass away, and if it was like as long as you don't get like mutilated in a car crash or something. When you pass away, if it's like of natural causes or something, instead of being buried or cremated, when your brain is still like right at the point of death, when your brain is still like a good, like, and also don't take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, because everything I'm listening to I learned off like fucking Joe Rogan bullshit. But they take you and they essentially just like freeze you with tons of technical ways that I can't even begin to explain. But after they freeze you, your body's just in a state of paralysis that whenever the technology arises, they can unthaw you and do whatever the case may be it transfer your consciousness or revive you somehow, put you in another body, whatever the case may be in 100, 200 years. But they freeze you, and you potentially have the chance of coming back if the technology arises.
Yeah.
What are your guys' thoughts on that shit?
I don't know if I'd want to see what happens to the planet in that much time.
I mean, that would be kind of interesting.
But
I'm going to go ahead and say I'm selfish. I want as much time on this earth as possible, even if it means every single person I know is dead. I want to
see what
not
there
die.
is.
Yeah, I don't want to die. Yeah. So if I have the money, you know what? If it's a popular thing and it's not like straight up bullshit.
Yeah, well, the thing is not just keeping the body like
if your body can be unthawed and not be like fucked up, then I would do it.
But like you'd still be the same age and you would still age, so you would still die at some point.
Well, it depends on what technologies arise. You can fucking put your brain in a robot. You never know.
I want to be GLaDOS. Fuck. Have that cool like auto-tune robotic voice. Fuck.
I'm already GLaDOS.
No.
So guys, we did it.
We've reached 250,000 subscribers.
What's he at now? A few million?
Like 3.
He's on like everything.
Did you see him kiss Chad in his
Twice.
podcast?
Is he?
Such a cute couple.
This is a great podcast.
Don't mind me, I'm just hitting my vape. Oh.
Don't mind me, I'm just being a fuck.
Don't get addicted
out
to
those fat clouds.
Don't get addicted to nicotine, kids. Don't be a smarty. Come and join
the Nazi party.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a white supremacist.
Oh man.
We'll have to put you on CNN now.
You hail Hitler in a school photo and.
White power.
Explain that.
And you don't put your hand up and cry like a baby to the world.
We can explain that whole situation.
Oh, that's a bunch of bullshit right there.
Yeah. Like mainstream news was calling someone's hand up like a Nazi salute, even though the fingers were out. It was like a wave, but it was like a picture.
I mean, they were
kids put their hand up.
I will say that
some must have known like, okay, I can make a joke out of this, but like half of them were just like, okay, it doesn't mean much.
It's obvious what they were doing. They were Nazi saluting. Half of them at the least were. But, like, they were joking. They're fucking high school kids. Like, do you think they're really white fucking supremacists?
Well, you know the fucking news nowadays are retarded.
And it's Wisconsin. Like, it's not a generally minority prominent area, so there's not going to be many people of color to oppose the action. What am I saying? People of color? Fucking Jewish people would be offended by that. Oh my. All right. To give you guys context, I've been awake all fucking day, and like I haven't gotten any sleep for like at least 30 something hours. So I'm kind of like, woohoo! I'm dead.
Boy.
I'm kind of fucking like not on this earth, spiritually and physically.
Same though.
Metaphysically.
No, I'm literally fucking levitating. Awkward turtle.
No.
Shit.
What?
Nobody could talk while he's levitating.
Stop putting fucked up pictures of KSI in the fucking chat. Alright, Chase, I say this word. What comes to your mind?
Meme.
No, wait, when I didn't tell you to say a word, I say a word. What comes to your mind, you fuck?
Go ahead, you dick.
Later.
I can't say that word.
Why?
Weed.
You can't say weed? Why?
Weed.
Oh no, exposed.
Exposed that you know what weed is? Okay, before we even get into this, I'm just gonna address that our setup's completely changed, and it's 2 weeks later since you heard that first half of the podcast. Yeah, we're just gonna try to get back into this. We got a couple things to talk about, and we're just gonna see how this goes.
And enjoy the better mic quality since we're using my microphone.
Yeah, so now we all have the same mic instead of just Toast downstairs.
But yeah, I forgot to address in the beginning of the podcast. I had to private. I can't speak. Jesus Christ.
Make certain videos private.
I had to private all of the videos I've had up for the podcast so far because I would have a ton of images. I would like say I needed a picture of like gloves, and I Google imaged gloves. Someone that owns the rights to that image could claim my video, so I don't want to have any issues with that in the future, so I just privated all of them, and later on, if there's a demand for it, I can cut the audio versions and upload them that way, just strictly audio. If anyone wants that, just let us know. But yeah, we got a few topics to talk about.
One thing to begin with is I finally got my ID, so I'm an official resident of the state. That means I can get to finally getting a job. Yeah. I applied to like 4 places was it this week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this week alone. So I have to get in something eventually. And I'm really gonna need that anyway.
Yeah, Bear is now an official
state resident.
Yeah.
Person.
He's fully moved
official
in.
Human. They deem me as a human now.
An official human in a society.
Yes.
We live in a society.
And this is evidence of that.
But yeah,
society.
On a little change of topic, Canada has federally legalized cannabis, so I thought that was pretty interesting. But another thing within that I heard is one of the main ways you can obtain it there is through the mail. Like you can get online and order it and it'll ship it to your house, like whatever you want, what kind, whatever.
So it's like beyond a dispensary.
It's like a dispensary. It's like Amazon for weed.
Yee.
That's interesting.
And but a lot of people were getting their packages up to a month after they ordered them, and like 30 to 40% of the weed that was coming in for a while was like moldy.
That mold is like a fucking...
And like it can get you like extreme...
It's like a neurotoxin.
It can
yeah,
get
I'd
you,
assume that is deadly.
Like you smoke
cases.
that, you're like dead.
It can get you extremely sick.
So as I was going to guess earlier, that sounds like an interesting idea to have things like that mailed, but
you got to do it
You can
properly.
see the complications of that now with all these issues coming up.
Doing it quickly in a mass way when they weren't prepared.
Yeah.
And their prices are like awful there.
The old state I used to live in was Massachusetts, but now I'm living with Toast and Bond. So for anyone who didn't know,
they just legalized like fully.
In Massachusetts, like 2016, they legalized marijuana.
Now they're opening up
And-
dispensaries.
Yeah,
Now
they started doing
it's
that in June.
Yeah, now it's the end of 2018, and they're finally getting to adding dispensaries. So I find that interesting.
Speaking of dispensaries,
But that doesn't affect us in our state currently.
Our state that we live in is medical only right now.
Mm-hmm.
And interestingly enough,
Yeah.
like literally a half mile from where Bond works, there's one opening up across the street. And it used to be a bank, and my parents used to work for that bank. So I thought that was funny that I used to walk in and out of a building as a child in a building that's going to be a weed dispensary.
Yeah, it's funny how things go, especially...
Like the life cycles of buildings.
Yeah.
Bank, nah, I'm gonna sell weed now.
Yeah.
Also on that topic,
A bunch of hotels have opened up if you were leading to that. Like, just recently, a whole bunch of hotels have been showing up that you drive by.
what in Canada?
No,
like where we
here.
live.
Oh.
Yeah, like
All the-
we have a lot of hotels.
Yeah, all the
don't we?
hotels and shit.
Every state that's been legalizing recently, like property value goes up a little bit.
Mm.
Especially Colorado. Ever since they legalized, their property value went through the fucking roof. But what I was going to get at is we were talking about Canada and cannabis, but on the American side of it, the United States side of it, they Jeff Sessions, Jesus Christ, Jeff Sessions is no longer going to be the Attorney General, and hopefully, if everything would go ideally, the Attorney General that would be brought in would hopefully have a more reasonable stance on cannabis than Jeff Sessions, because he was firmly against it. He was all for the fucking 1930s reefer madness bullshit and weed's bad. Like, Schedule 1, for all of you who don't know, Schedule 1 for cannabis means that it has no medical use. So, yeah.
There has been many cases showing that it can help even children in some medical sense.
It can help.
If they have like seizures and these types of conditions, they may need that treatment if no other medicine work, or they could be allergic. So I definitely support legalizing it for medical in any state. But for the states we're in, I think not only medical, but it would be reasonable to have fully legalized for adults to purchase. Within reasonable amounts.
I think it should be federally legalized and maintained the same as alcohol in a sense, but also used as a medicine for anyone that could benefit from it. Like how you would get your prescription. Like if you can't afford your medicine, your insurance would help you pay for it. I think weed should work in that aspect also, as well as if you can just afford it to buy it and you want to smoke it for fucking fun on the weekends when you're not working. I feel like you should be able to do that too.
It's like the only like natural like medicine that like.
I'm not saying it's
bullshit.
I'm not sitting
well,
here.
It isn't as addictive as many other medicines as well, so that's a positive.
I'm talking about.
But
like,
yeah, I'm
science shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and say weed isn't completely not addictive. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a god-all miracle cure-all drug. It has extreme benefits in a lot of areas, and like it literally cannot hurt you. Like it can't kill you. You might fucking eat a fucking 200 milligram pot brownie and trip balls and have a pretty bad high, but you'll recover and you'll be fine. That's probably the worst that could happen to you. I just think this old era of congressmen that's been in the office for 60 years that think weed is gonna do nothing but make you eat Cheetos and be a burden on society. Once they get out of office, everyone's gonna realize that there's nothing wrong with it, and it was legalized for the sake of money.
Yeah, I think it's interesting how many different laws state by state, how many different opinions people have about it.
I think I said it was legalized. I meant to say it was made illegal. Because hemp was killing the lumber industry essentially in the 30s. But yeah, back to what you were saying.
Yeah. Back in the 30s and 60s, and even recently, like, you can look at modern day conspiracies and, like, theories about...
Oh, what I just said ain't even a theory. There's hard evidence.
What you said is hard evidence, but I'm saying, like, even theories and modern day stuff, this goes on today in many places, because it remains illegal.
But what I don't understand is why don't everyone in office see how much fucking money is in the cannabis industry?
Right?
Like, literally, just within the few states that have it legalized now,
I think
it's billions every year.
Yeah.
Billions in tax revenue. Not just how much the fucking people that are selling it are making themselves. Just the tax revenue that the states are making that they can put towards fucking roads, education, and whatnot. Like, it's billions. If every single state was legal, recreational and medically, it would severely help the economy. And, like, there's just no argument against that. Now, you may have your say that
everyone has their opinions about what it does, but that is irrefutable, what you just mentioned.
But look at alcohol. Alcohol can literally kill you if you drink too much of it. You can sit and smoke a pound of weed in the course of 12 hours if you really felt like it.
Pass out.
Yeah.
Or feel a little sick, because you're not supposed to have too much. Too much of anything is a bad thing.
Come closer. You're a little quiet. Yeah.
Too much of anything is a bad thing, in my opinion.
But yeah, have you guys seen the trailer for the new Pokemon movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish it was Danny DeVito.
What do you think? What do you think of Ryan Reynolds' Pikachu?
Deadpool.
Interesting.
This Pikachu gets shot with a shotgun and his fucking face just regenerates.
Like, it shows the person feeling sad that Pikachu got shot, and then he looks back at him and he's perfectly fine. I can imagine it like that.
I've been a fan of Pokemon since I was little. I'm not, like, obsessed with it like I was in middle school or nothing, but I still follow it and I play the games every now and again. I'd like to go Switch at some point so I can play the new game.
I only have Diamond and Pearl on my DSi.
I pretty much played through everything up to the one recent one. I think it was Pokemon Sun. I haven't played anything I haven't played anything after that. I think our dog snoring is picking up with the mic. I'm gonna try to cut as much.
That's cute.
I'm gonna try to cut as much of her snoring out as possible if I can. But if it picks up, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, she's definitely.
She's passed out on the floor right beside us.
On her pillow next to us, passed out. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll leave that little clip in for a idea.
We were talking about movies. Did you guys see that little tiny teaser for the new Toy Story movie?
Oh yeah.
The fucking spork with googly eyes and pipe cleaners for arms and legs.
I want to see it.
I have no idea what they can make.
Pretty
of it.
interesting.
I think that's neat what they're doing with the universe. I guess essentially anything that's turned into a toy becomes alive.
All right.
I guess so.
Same.
It depends on the child's imagination.
I guess
maybe they're adding another kid into it. Something like that.
I want to see what they do with it.
At the end of the last one, fucking Andy gave his toys to some like little Mexican girl or something.
Hey.
Yeah.
The Latin American. You got
Spanish.
You need to be PC on this channel.
We need to be PG.
Fuck you.
No, politically correct,
yes,
sir.
But definitely child friendly.
I am a feminist. Do not oppress me.
Do I offend you? Well, someone's gonna go deaf at that.
Have fun.
On a completely another random change of subject. If you guys are familiar with I think it's on the History Channel, American Pickers. I don't want to really say what area. But on their newest season, they actually drove through our hometown and they were picking through someone's house that was actually near really close to where we live, and the guy that they were picking with is good friends with my girlfriend's aunt. So I thought that was a little interesting thing to throw in there.
And they made decent deals with the guy too. Like, we watched the whole episode and it went really well with them.
I don't really say details about which episodes.
Yeah.
Man, my phone's trash.
Oh yeah,
It's on 10%.
I mean, it's nothing really crazy, but I couldn't sleep. I stayed up all night because I work third shift, so my sleep schedule's fucked. So around like 9 in the morning, I took my car and went to Walmart and I bought a subwiring kit and a subwoofer and an amp and all that shit. Threw it in my car, hooked it all up, and I took my car to the car wash. I scrubbed it, rubbed that bitch down. Now it's clean. The car's all shiny. Got a fucking subwoofer in the back now. My radio sounds nice. I'm pretty happy with it. I love having a nice sound system in a car.
Yeah, and you can just feel it as soon as you get in. As soon as you put the music on, you'll feel the little shaking. Back to...
Yeah, and on
PC.
another note of people getting stuff, I am currently working on it.
Sounded fucking dumb.
Sounds like you're reading off a script a little bit.
I'm tired to talk.
Fuck you.
He's getting a new PC, and he just took 10 minutes to pull up his parts list, and he's going to talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, I'm getting an AMD Ryzen 5 2600 and a Gigabyte B450M micro ATX motherboard, 8 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance, DDR4 RAM, 240 Kingston SSD, then a 2 terabyte internal hard drive, and GTX GeForce 1050 Ti 4 gigabyte graphics card.
Don't you already have a couple of the things for it?
Oh yeah, I already ordered the case. I'll say that at a later date, but I already got the case, and I got a EVGA 500 plus bronze 80p rating or something like that.
Yeah, and
So
once Bond gets his build put together, he's letting me use his old PC until I can get one, until I can save back for one, because I'm still using my 7-year-old Samsung laptop that's literally falling apart. I'll edit on it and everything. It takes 4 hours to render a 45-minute podcast. It's fucking terrible.
Meanwhile, I have a desktop made from like 2010, but I got it a few years back. It is pre-built, and it, for an example, when I used to play CSGO, it would go at 10 to 20 FPS when we played. So, it isn't the best, I would say.
I really want.
It can handle CSS though.
I really want to
Like
get
at
back
50 FPS.
yeah, I
and
do
high.
too, actually. Yeah.
Even though we struggle with our frame rate,
I think when I get a new PC,
I
like,
kinda
I'd
wanna play,
attempt
like-
CSGO again.
You should try to play again. I
E-
wanna
even-
play again.
even with our shitty PCs, I've been in the mood to play CS lately. I really want to get back into playing it.
Same.
Mm.
Like, when I'm not playing Fortnite, I want to play a little
With,
bit of
with
CS.
their updates, it looks a lot nicer, but they've optimized it a lot better.
Yeah, the game actually does run
Yeah,
a lot
but with
better on my
the
PC.
new interfaces and many that pop
To
up
be
and
honest,
load,
but
that is the main issue with
there's
my
more.
PC.
There's like a lot more evidence pointing to the fact that it actually improves frame rate, because the old UI was like flash based and it was like bloated and shit, and it was just
very unoptimized.
it was sluggish and unoptimized. This one is
this one can look a lot nicer without using as much power as the old one.
and they backported it from Source 2, which is Valve's new engine that they're like working on and like made a few things with.
Yeah, I leave all settings on low anyway.
Yeah, so I feel like you would be able to at least play the game at like 20 FPS.
No, it wouldn't increase. I highly doubt it. Like, no games, even with updates
I mean,
on my
you
PC, would.
I mean, like Counter-Strike Source was made on the same engine.
Yeah,
Just,
but that
like,
stayed a solid
graphical
like 50
tweaks
FPS.
and shit. Yeah, I think you'd be able to like probably play CS:GO at like the same frame rate you've been playing.
I'm just gonna
So we can try it sometime.
sip my coffee.
Covfefe.
You can just talk while you sleep.
No, shutting that down. I'm not gonna let it suffer.
I actually really want to fucking try to play it again.
Like, I'd watch you play it, I'm just not playing it until I get a new PC.
But yeah, talking about my subs a minute ago, I used to like hate modern rap. Like I refused to listen to like anything but like Tech Nine and a few of the people under him. But ever so slowly, I've been getting into a lot of the modern rap, and 6ix9ine's new album came out, and I hate him. He's a fucking piece of shit. Like I really don't like him. Like
racketeering,
the rainbow-headed racketeering head ass. But his new album like ain't bad, and when I was listening to him, some other like I guess quote unquote trap artists came up, like Trippie Redd, and I liked some of his shit. Like XXXTentacion, the rapper that passed away. Like a lot of these SoundCloud rappers have like a bad rep for like the way they looked and the way they look and a lot of and the way some of them act, but I think a lot of them have like some decent skill, but some of them obviously don't give a shit about the way they sound and don't try. For example, like Kodak Black, like he has some good music, but he just doesn't give a shit and he don't try. That's what a lot of these rappers give off that vibe. But the ones that are actually like when they try, they're fucking good. Like I just think it's funny how I used to hate the genre and I thought it was like complete shit, but I'm starting to come around to it. I used to be the same way with country when I was young. When I was like 11, 12, all I would listen to was like rap and hip hop, like because my mom loved anything R&B, hip hop, everything in that genre. My dad, he's kind of old timer, so he loved anything country, bluegrass, rock, anything in that area. So, and I just when he played that kind of shit, I was like, oh, you make my ears bleed, that kind of shit. And he'd hate it. But ever so slowly, being around him, listening to that, I started to like it. Now I like country, I like rap, I like rock, I like heavy metal, dubstep. I like pretty everything except like opera. I could probably get into one or two songs in a genre. But yeah, I just think it's funny how your taste in music and preferences or ideas of a genre can change.
Yeah, funny enough, like when I was younger, I had parents who, well, mostly my father, would blast like simply music that shouldn't be played. It was blasted so loud people 2 blocks away should have been calling the police, for an example. And I would be unable to sleep some nights as a child.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
And that's what led to me absolutely hating music, having no interest.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but he would constantly like blare the like 20 or 30 of the same like 70s.
Yeah, he'd play the same damn songs 50 times over every single day, and like no one wanted to listen to it but him.
Like the same 20 or 30 70s and 80s rock and metal songs for years on end, and it destroyed his care for music, and he wanted nothing to do with music until he was introduced to different kinds.
Like, as soon as I showed up to, I was leading up to, what was I gonna say? I was leading up to, now that I moved out, and I've basically not been listening to music for the last decade, and I had no interest and no, like, my body could not handle physically listening to music. Like, I would shake, my bones would rattle, like, it would be like fucking Sans Undertale.
It would almost be
when
like...
I heard music, and it wasn't pleasant.
Like,
so, now that I showed up with Toast and Bon, and they play, like, even with the subwoofer and all the shit in the car he just added, it doesn't bother me. Like, they can listen to whatever they want, and I just listen to what they say in the songs, and I'll pick up with the message it wants to say, and I'll pay attention to it.
I guess what happened with you when you were younger made you associate music with, like, anxiety and, like...
Oh, like, I wouldn't even think about it. My body would just, like, go into shock. Like,
you just like
not like a PTSD type of thing, but
like
similar. Yeah.
Huh.
So, that was interesting.
We rekindled your love for music.
Definitely.
But yeah, it hasn't been a full hour yet, but Bond has to go to school. He's still got another year or two left in that shit. So
Kill me.
It's 3 in the morning. I hope you guys enjoyed everything we were talking about. I hope it was interesting enough to make y'all sit through to the end. I'm trying to change things up a bit. If you have any ideas of shit we could talk about, stuff we can change, ways I could edit, or just shit to do with the podcast. If you have any ideas, comments, concerns, just I had to burp. Just comment, like, subscribe, all that.
Ring the bell. Sneeze.
Sneeze. Bless you.
Consume water.
And now for our sponsor, Tunnel Bear.
No, they had some.
Yeah, fuck them.
Let's mention that for like 1 minute. They had a lot of conspiracies about. They got bought out by a company that leaks info.
Right?
No, McAfee, the fucking awful antivirus that doesn't do shit.
Yeah, the Verizon whatever antivirus. They charge people for that too. And what
I made a mistake.
Tunnel Bear basically will take your information, give it to someone they got bought out by, and they'll do whatever they want with it, giving it away. That's what we heard, and that's that's what I looked into like half a year ago when Tunnel Bear.
All right, well, yeah, we're actually done now. I hope you all have a good night. Thank you all for listening. Like I said, if you have any comments, concerns, questions, let me know. Hit the bell, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks again for listening.
That'll do.
Okay.
See ya. Fuck.
Okay, we gotta go to bed. All right.